Welcome to the morning after, sort of, week 10. Not really the morning after so much as it now is like evening after. We're here to quick talk about the week that was, going to the playoff picture, and talk about a few other things. So we'll get right into the week that was in the CFFL. First of all, we saw the Dingoes take down the Bruisers in a low-scoring affair, 50-35.5. Dingoes advance to 6-4. Bruisers fall to 5-5. Little Big Men take down the Sasquatches 83-69.5. Little Big Men had a big day from Thielen on Monday night to capture the victory there, even though the Sasquatches did have a good week, but they do fall to 2-8 and are eliminated from the playoff race. Badgers take down the In Rogers We Trust 69.5 to 62.5. Badgers is moving to first place in their division. Cardinals squeak by Dr. Dangerous 70.5 to 64. Cardinals did not have a great week this week, but they did get by with enough points thanks to Josh Allen's 21.5. Horn Dogs fall to Price is Right. Good week for the Horn Dogs, but not enough. Tom Brady and Josh Jacobs had huge weeks for Team Price is Right. Kyler Murray again was excellent. Maybe, if not playing for a bad team, maybe would have been on the Horn Dogs there. Sorry, the Horn Dogs. Possibly fantasy MVP with 23.5 this week. And the Morton's Minotaurs take down the Gargoyles 58-33. Gargoyles not looking likely for the playoffs and are effectively not quite eliminated, but pretty much eliminated at this point. Just a awful showing there, with Bridgewater the only person who finished above 4 points in that game, 17. Minotaurs didn't have a great week either, but Ronald Jones at 16.5 as he had a huge week there. Now we'll get into the playoff picture in the CFFL and take a look at that. As it stands right now, I have clinched the number 1 seed, so my next game of note will be week 15 coming up. But the race for the second seed and then the home field there is tight right now. Price is Right leads it because he has a fair amount more points than everybody else there, but he's got a tough remaining schedule. He's Dr. Dangerous, who's right now fully healthy, is a very dangerous team. Sasquatches, even though they started out quite terribly, are kind of rounding into form and are a scary team at this point, thanks to DeAndre Swift's ascension. And the Black Dingoes, who have been very good all year and are tied for that second best record in the league, are right there at the end. So it's a very easily could go 0-3 in that schedule there. Good team, Price is Right, but it's possible. The Badgers, also 6-4, they take on the Bruisers, who are only a game behind them and only a few points behind. Gargoyles, who have struggled lately, but you never know. And Little Big Men there, who are a little bit better, but depends on Christian McCaffrey, although I believe the Panthers are off week 13, which will be a bit of a negative there. Dingoes, again, tough schedule. In Rogers We Trust take on the Horn Dogs, who have played better lately. After their bad start, they've been playing quite a bit better. Take on the 9-1 Cardinals and then Morton's Minotaurs to end the year. Bruisers finished with their division schedule, which is the Badgers, Little Big Men, and Gargoyles. Little Big Men, similar schedules, a little bit twisted around. Dr. Dangerous, like we said, have been very good lately. Could easily go 3-0 and win that division, but we will see. And Morton's Minotaurs, of those 9 teams, are currently the worst points. But you never know how it goes in fantasy because anything can happen. As for the other 3 teams not listed, the 3-7 Gargoyles, the 3-7 Horn Dogs, and the 2-8 Sasquatches, you guys are pretty much locked in to the embarrassment bracket. Only the final or the worst 4 teams are in that chance to finish with the bottom 4 spots. So one of those other 9 teams there, the one that finishes in the bottom of those 9, will join those other 3 as a chance to finish with the embarrassment this year. All 6 of the teams who don't make the playoffs do have a shot at the beautiful Jim Shavina Consolation Memorial Belt, but only the bottom 4 have a chance to finish with the worst record in the league. This year, this week, a little something different in the, sorry about your fantasy team, bad luck in Wiffle. There's a team in Wiffle who's had possibly one of the worst luck you'll ever see. Started out with some of the best. They won by half a point. They won by half a point in weeks 1 and 2. Week 3, they won fairly easily. Ever since then, they've lost 7 in a row, including a half-point loss in week 5, 5-point loss in week 6, an 8-point loss in week 7, half-point loss in week 8, 8.5-point loss in week 9, and a 1-point loss in week 10. In that 1-point loss, it was by a total of 6 yards. So 1 yard passing and 5 yards receiving. Oh, by the way, thank you to my sideline reporter here again. She's been very astutely observing everything here. But she's doing a great job here today. A good day at school today. So good job, Emma. So there's that. And then the other bit of news is we talk about rivalries a little bit here. As you know, Yankees, Red Sox, Michigan, Ohio State, Bears, Packers, Dodgers, Giants, North Carolina, Duke, FC Barcelona, and Real Madrid. All those will define a particular geography and a genre of sports, whether it be football in the Northeast with it Cowboys, Giants, Cowboys, Redskins, Bears, Packers in the Midwest. In a certain sport, they kind of define it. In my opinion, fantasy football in Wisconsin is defined by one rivalry that's been happening since we were like in 3rd grade, and that is the Cardinals and Maulers. And this week we had in the Wiffle League again, which some of you have been in, I believe. Fighting Sasquatches, Team Price is Right, the Morton's Minotaurs, Dr. Dangerous, myself have all been in Wiffle. Former league winner in the CFFL, Team TK's Bucks were also in Wiffle at one point. But this week in Wiffle, we had myself taking down the Maulers, 59-37. Somewhat similar score to the first Super Bowl ever in our league, which was appropriately played between the two of us. I think it was like 39-36. It was terrible. But I did take Michael down. Michael, of course, started Darnell Mooney this week. He had a few buys. So I was kind of excited to see that. I wasn't too nervous about that. But when it worked out well, I did take him down. And might meet up again in the playoffs because that's how it's kind of gone this year. But that is our week. That was. As for the game of the week coming up, I believe I will have to go between Price is Right and Dr. Dangerous. Dr. Dangerous is playing really well and he's healthy. So we will see. Tune in next week. I'll probably do another show again because we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Start going over prize money and stuff like that. But thank you for tuning in and have a good week. And I will see you next week with another episode of The Morning After. So we will play you out here with another little song by someone who cocks your fox again. So thank you again for tuning in. See you next week. Bye.